Stop scrolling. Your hair is not the villain in your flat, lifeless mornings. It is the cut. One smart shape change can make fine hair look years fuller and more vibrant by lunchtime. And today I am going to show you exactly which shapes do that and why. Welcome to Elegant After 60, where we prove that style only gets better with age. Today I am ranking 6 bob cuts from lovely to absolutely jaw-dropping, specifically chosen for the volume they create on fine hair over 60. No powders, no extensions, no complicated routines, just the right shape doing the heavy lifting for you. And for each cut, I am walking you through a real client before and after, so you can see exactly why it made the list and whether it might be the shape that finally changes everything for you. Which of these 6 cuts could cut your morning routine in half and give you hair you actually love again? Stay with me because you might just find your new signature look right here in this video. If you are new to Elegant After 60, welcome home. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on your notifications because we are here every single week with content made specifically for women like you. Now, let us get into it. At number 6, the soft lob. If you have never ventured above shoulder length, this is your gentle gateway to volume. And I mean gentle in the best possible way. Imagine collarbone grazing strands that refuse to lie flat, springing up with a little life and movement with every step you take. That is exactly what happened when my client Margie, a lifelong shoulder-down devotee, finally agreed to try this cut. 2 days later, her call came through. "Jennifer, my blow dry took half the time and it looks twice as full. Even my husband noticed." Her before shot showed hair weighed down almost to her bust with 0 movement and 0 personality. Her after shot showed bouncy, curved ends that flipped under like little pillows, framing her face beautifully. Here's why it works so consistently on fine hair. Gravity needs length to pull. Remove just enough of that weight, and suddenly your strands have room to breathe, to move, to do what they were always capable of doing before length was dragging them down. The soft lob also skims past rounder jawlines without creating any widening effect, which matters enormously after 60, when the face naturally softens and shifts. For styling, work with damp hair and a heat protectant, then use the under round brush technique. Bend the ends under, not out. The difference is immediate, soft, modern curves instead of a dated flip that adds years rather than removing them. This cut is the perfect introduction to structured volume. It is forgiving, flattering, and the transformation genuinely surprises women who assumed flat hair was simply their permanent reality. Drop a comment right now and tell me your biggest fine hair frustration. I read every single one on Elegant After 60. And stay with me, because number 5 sounds completely backwards, but works like magic on thinning ends. At number 5, the blunt bob. No layers. That is right, 0. I know what you're thinking. Layers create volume, so surely more layers means more fullness. But with fine hair after 60, feathered layers often create the exact opposite effect. They produce wispy, disappearing ends that make the hair look less substantial rather than more. A blunt line does the opposite. It creates a hard stop edge that the eye reads as thick, full, healthy hair. Picture a fresh stack of printer paper with a clean, substantial edge, compared to those same pages fanned out softly into layers. The fanned version suddenly looks like half the amount, even though nothing was removed. That visual principle is exactly what is happening on your head. My client Diane, whose ends had become almost transparent after years of sun and styling damage, watched me work. I cut a straight across line grazing her jaw with a tiny inward curve at the tips. Her before shot showed stringy, thin-looking hair that seemed to disappear before it reached the ends. Her after shot showed a solid block of hair that glowed with health. She ran her fingers along the edge and said, "It feels like more hair than I actually have." For styling, use a medium barrel brush and blow dry the ends under. Apply her product at the root, not the tips, and let that blunt edge do all the talking. The eye sees that thick block and assumes volume without question. Hit the like button right now if you are already tempted to book the blunt bob, and keep watching because number 4 is where shape, lift, and a whisper of edge come together beautifully. At number 4, the graduated stacked bob. If you want shape, lift, and a subtle edge without losing all of your length, this is the cut you have been looking for. The back is softly stacked at the nape, with graduated layers that move into longer, softer pieces toward the front. The result is a crown that pops and sleek front panels that beautifully frame the face. No heavy products required because the geometry of the cut is doing the structural work for you before you even pick up a brush. My client Susan came to me exhausted from limp, flat hair every single day. We took 2 inches off the back, added soft graduation, and swept the longer front pieces to cheekbone level. Her before photo showed volume only at the roots, followed by a sudden, dramatic drop into flatness. Her after photo showed fullness moving seamlessly from crown to tip. She called it her hair halo effect, and she was not wrong. For styling, lift at the roots while blow drying, then sweep the front sections under. That small inward curve at the ends softens everything and keeps the visual weight moving forward rather than dropping away from the face. The graduated stacked bob is proof that the right shape equals volume before a single styling product touches your hair. Drop a comment below if you love a little edge with your lift. At number 3, the textured pixie bob. The bravest cut on this entire list. Short, choppy layers worked inside the cut create hidden structure that pushes weight out rather than down. Think of it as wheat removal rather than hair removal. The effect is instant lift at the crown and piecey texture that tricks the eye into seeing significantly more density than is actually there. My client Linda swore she could never go short because of fine strands. She had convinced herself that short hair and fine hair were a dangerous combination. She was completely wrong, and I say that with the greatest affection. I sculpted the sides, left the top slightly longer, and added razor-precise texturing throughout. Her before shot looked heavy at the roots and thinning on top, that frustrating combination that so many women over 60 know well. Her after shot made her look like she had a built-in volumizer working around the clock. That tousled, lived-in finish comes from one simple technique. Press a small amount of texturizing cream onto dry hair using your palms. Press, do not rake. You build separation and movement without flattening the roots or destroying the volume you just created. If you have ever been scared of short hair, this cut can give you more confidence than hair you have spent years constantly tucking behind your ears and apologizing for. And here's a small preview. At number 2, we are contouring your face with scissors. The results are genuinely remarkable. Stay with me. At number 2, the angled A-line bob. Shorter at the nape, longer in the front toward the chin. This cut is hair contouring, and that is not an overstatement. Your eye naturally follows that diagonal line upward and outward, drawing attention directly to your cheekbones and your jaw. It is a visual lift that no cream, no serum, and no filter can replicate because it is built into the shape of the cut itself. My client Marlene, whose jawline had softened with age, as all of ours naturally do, wanted that subtle lift without anything that felt too dramatic or too edgy. I trimmed the back into a crisp inverted curve and let the front panels hang just below her chin. Before, her hair formed a horizontal line that read as heavy and aging. After, that upward diagonal gave her face a sculpted, youthful quality that made several people ask if she had done something different, not to her hair specifically, just something. That something was the line. For styling, blow dry the front pieces forward and under. Hug the jaw, as I always tell my clients. You will see the visual pull upward immediately, like a subtle facelift that lives in your haircut rather than a clinic. Do not let angled cuts intimidate you. This one is surprisingly low maintenance and feels modern without crossing into anything too extreme. But stay with me, because number 1 is the ultimate secret weapon for fine hair over 60, and it has been hiding in plain sight this entire time. And at number 1, the layered volume bob. On the outside, you see a smooth, clean bob line, polished, classic, completely elegant. But underneath, a hidden world of weight-removing internal layers does the heavy lifting you have been wishing your hair would do on its own for years. Those internal layers sit invisibly, but structurally prop your hair up at the crown, delivering a level of volume that external styling alone simply cannot replicate consistently. This is the ultimate cut for fine hair over 60, customizable to your specific face shape, flattering at every angle, and impossible to ignore in the best possible way. When my client Carol sat down in my chair, she said, "I want lift without looking layered." That sentence is exactly why this cut exists. We shaped a precision bob and then carved internal layers with razor precision throughout the interior of the cut. Her before photo looked like every other flat bob I have ever seen walk through my door. Her after shot had epic lift that made it look like she had applied a full round of root lifting mousse before she even touched a hairdryer. For styling, apply mousse at the scalp only. Flip your head upside down for the first 60 seconds of your blow dry, then finish normally. Watch your roots lift and stay lifted. Here is the number that genuinely surprises most people. 80% of this cut's volume comes from the shape itself. Only 20% comes from styling. That is why it sits at number 1. The cut is doing the majority of the work before you ever pick up a brush, and that is the kind of low-effort, high-impact result that changes how you feel about getting dressed in the morning. Before you rush to book your appointment, here are 3 quick requests to make in the salon chair that cost absolutely nothing but make all the difference in how long your volume lasts. Request number 1. Ask your stylist to point cut the ends rather than cutting a straight line. Those tiny angled snips add soft texture and prevent a harsh edge that can date even the most modern cut. Request number 2. Apply your volumizing product only at the scalp, never the ends. Your roots need the grip. Your ends need the freedom. These are opposite requirements, and they need to be treated separately. Request number 3. On days 2 and 3, spritz dry shampoo at the roots. Wait 1 minute, then flip and scrunch. This absorbs excess oil and reactivates the lift the cut created on day 1. 3 simple requests paired with the right bob shape. That is your complete recipe for hair that looks like it has a genuine life of its own every single morning. 6 cuts ranked from charming to truly transformative. You now have a complete roadmap to volume that actually works for fine hair over 60. Not volume that requires an hour in front of the mirror. Not volume that disappears by mid-morning. Volume that lives in the shape itself and works for you around the clock. The right cut does not just change your hair. It changes how you feel when you look in the mirror. It changes how you walk into a room. It changes the quiet confidence you carry on an ordinary Tuesday when nobody is watching and you still feel completely, undeniably yourself. Go book that cut, and when you do, come back and tell me which one you chose. Post your before and after in the comments below. I want to see the transformation personally. I read every single comment on Elegant After 60, and your results genuinely matter to me. And while you are in the comments, tell me where in the world you are watching from today. Are you in New York, Atlanta, Chicago, or Los Angeles? Are you watching from London or Birmingham, Johannesburg or Cape Town, Lagos or Abuja, Toronto or Vancouver, Nairobi or Accra, Sydney or Melbourne? Wherever you are sitting right now, drop your city or your country below, because this community reaches every corner of this beautiful world, and every week I am moved by how many extraordinary women are watching Elegant After 60 together from so many different and wonderful places. I want to see you. Tell me where you are. If this video gave you something real today, Please like it and share it with a woman in your life who has been struggling with fine hair and does not yet know that the solution might be as simple as the right cut. And if you are not yet subscribed to Elegant After 60, now is your moment. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications because we are here every single week. And here's what's coming next. 3 hair colors that make thin hair look significantly thicker. You are not going to want to miss that one. Your best hair days are not behind you. They are ahead, and they start with the right shape. I'll see you in the next one.